Fabulous. So did anyone have any suspicions what this month's theme is going to be? There are no winners, you can just guess. Pardon? No, there will be some balancing, but that's not the main focus. Yes, backbends. Hey, Rosie. Hi, Jack. I can see you there hiding in the background. Cool, yeah, so we are going to focus on backbend. And the reason for that was that because the spring is coming, and usually with the spring, it's the detox and, you know, finding renewal, recharging, whatnot. So naturally you'd say twists and core, but then I thought we spent so much time trying to get our hips open. So I thought that if our hip flexors are super like long and noodly now, we might as well use it to our advantage and do some backbending practice. Yay! So, you know, today is kind of like an overview, but we're already gonna explore some of the perhaps deeper backbends. So don't worry if you're a bit like, oh, what's going on? We've got a whole month to enjoy it. All right, so we've got everyone. So let's start. So you can start lying on your back if you wish, because we're going to move into the 3-part breath. So you don't need to be seated for that, but if you prefer, obviously it's entirely up to you. And then maybe if you already want to start opening through the hips and your pelvis, you can bring the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to flop out to the side. So like a wide triangle, not triangle, diamond shape. I need to brush up my maps. Okay, so I'll mute you for the duration of the practice, and then we can close the space together. So wherever you are, close your eyes and begin focusing on your breath, on your physical body. Just noticing how your mind is today. So that's probably the hardest part of the mindfulness practice, being aware of being aware. Because this is essentially what you're trying to do, is become aware of all and any sensations that are happening in your body. The simple feeling of the breath flowing in and flowing out, as well as what your mind is inclined to do. So if you notice that it seems to be going down the memory lane, gently escort it back to your breath. If you start planning or thinking what you're going to do after the practice or tomorrow, again, allow yourself to come back to your breath, because it doesn't matter how many times you get distracted, but actually you should celebrate this moment of awareness, so you've got an opportunity to come back to the present moment. Noticing any feelings, maybe emotions, whether they're positive, negative, or neutral, anything that seems to be preoccupying your mind and perhaps, you know, hijacking the attention away from the breath, away from the feedback your body's giving you. And bring one hand on your belly, the other one on your heart, and focus on the physical sensations of the breath. So relax your lower abdomen and fill your belly up with the air. Softly breathe out, knowing there's no rush. You don't need to get anywhere. And start deepening each inhalation. So feel your side ribs widen, be greedy with the inhalations. So as we work with backbends, the other term the backbends are referred to are heart openers. And the reason for that is because you undo all of the slouching and butt posture, which essentially helps to open up through the chest or your heart space. So you can interpret this in terms of, physical aspect of your body. So improving your posture, engaging and mobilizing the muscles in your back line, but also emotionally. So that's the hard part. So you might be feeling something during the practice or afterwards. You might be feeling a bit tender or emotional, and just know that it's okay. Because in the yogic philosophy, it is said that every time we get hurt, we get disappointed, wounded, even if it's just our perception, then we add protective layers to our heart space. So thinking that this will protect us from getting hurt again. But actually, yoga teaches you to really experience, true joy and happiness. You need to open your heart. But that can make you feel vulnerable, because if you open your heart, you open it for both kind of experiences, the good and the bad. So you kind of need to take the risk that you might get hurt whilst being open to all that life has to give. So the gratitude, joy, appreciation. So keep thinking, drop your attention to your heart space. And think for a moment, what qualities would you embody if you have an open heart? So it can be any of the gratitude, appreciation, joy, love, empathy, but you can also think in terms of lack of jealousy, lack of anger, kind of releasing all of that because it doesn't serve us. So think of any of the qualities that you would like to have less of in your life. Take a really deep breath in. And as you exhale, sigh it out. Just letting it go. Twice more. Breathe in, filling your heart with light. And exhaling, letting go of whatever weighs you down. And just one more time, deep breath in. And breathe out any self-limiting beliefs or negative self-talk. And then start bringing your attention back into the room and gently bring the knees back up together. So you can squeeze them, hug them close to your chest. Just feeling the lower back for now, rock from side to side if that feels good. And then drop the legs down. Cross your right leg over the left and push the right knee out. So you've got a shape of a figure four. Then lift the left leg up, and if you want, you can interlace the fingers behind the left thigh. Right foot is flexed. And yes, we're starting with a little hip opener. Feel the contact with the mat. One more breath. And release the legs down. Switch sides. So start easy. If it feels okay, then you can bring the legs slightly closer towards your chest. And then let go of the legs, bring them back down. Feet are more or less parallel, and you aim to have the ankles underneath the knees. We're moving into the bridge. So pressing down through the feet as you inhale, begin to peel your spine off the mat, shifting the hips up. So arms stay down, keep pressing the shoulders down into the mat, trying to lift the hips as high to the ceiling as you can. So notice what engagement is happening in the legs, in the glutes. And with the next exhalation, one vertebra at a time, bring yourself all the way back down. So you can do this version, or next time you inhale, lift the hips up. You can interlace the fingers behind and snuggle your shoulders in. So as though you're pressing the inner edges of the shoulder blades into the back of your heart. So that creates extra space for you to move into. Breathe into your belly, into your chest. And notice the expansion through the front of the body. Then release the hands and gently return. Pause for a moment and see which version you prefer. If you already feel like you're quite open, you can walk the ankles or the feet closer in and then grab hold of the ankles, and then the same principle, lift the hips up. If you want to do the arms interlaced or fingers or just the arms down, it's perfectly fine. Focus on the front body opening. Notice your breath and allow yourself to feel all that there is for you to feel. Then slowly bring yourself back down. Feet out as wide as the mat, knees fall in together. Rest for a moment. Notice how that made you feel. And then, whichever way you like, roll yourself up and transition over so you've got the legs in front of you. So I think that we've done this one before. So it's kind of like a little vinyasa, moving from Janu Shirshasana into wild thing or variation of it. So right leg is extended, left foot is in. So the left foot is by the inner right thigh. And just notice how that feels in the hips. Right foot is flexed. And then you can gently fold over the right leg. But here we're not really focusing on the forward fold here, but just to encourage some of that flexion of the spine. Then inhaling, you can come back up with the left hand. I don't know if you can do it, Rosie, on the fist. Yes, you can. Left hand behind you, you push the mat away, roll over the left shin to push the hips up and then extend through the right arm. So deep front body opening. Remember to keep pushing down through the left hand to stabilize through the shoulder joint. Push the hips even higher. Look towards the right hand and breathe into your heart space. One more cycle of breath here. So deep inhale. And slowly as you exhale, return into the Janu Shirshasana with a gentle fold. Go as far as your body is welcoming. So now we're going to move up and down 3 times, so adding a bit more energy into the flow. So as you inhale, left hand behind you, push yourself up, open through the collarbones. And as you exhale, slowly with control, bring yourself back, come to a fold or not. Twice more, breathing in, feel that energy rising, pushing the hips up. And exhale, come back. And one more time, inhale, I'm gonna hold it up. Notice what's happening in the chest. Keep reaching the right arm And notice the stretch all the way through the right hip bone to your fingertips. And then slowly bring yourself back and fold. Gonna stay here for 2 breaths or so. So feel your hips. Kind of try to surrender into the pose, because especially if you do a forward fold like this and you're not warmed up for it, you might experience some frustration. You may not. So just notice what's going on. And then extend your left leg out and bring yourself back down to the mat. So feet like coming to a bridge, arms beside you. So we're gonna turn it up a notch. So this time as you inhale, shift your hips up, shift the weight onto the right leg and extend the left leg. So feel what your body needs from you to maintain the structure. Breathe in, and then maybe as you breathe out, you extend the leg so the knees are in line, or more or less, I can't really see. I'm gonna do it twice more. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale down. One more, breathe in. And out. Release, drop the hips down. So pause here for a moment. You can bring the legs from side to side just to feel what's going on the lower back. So that's what we do to strengthen that area and invite stability, which is really important for back bends. The other side. So inhale, hips up, and extend the right leg. Maybe this side feels stronger, maybe not. Just breathe. And then gonna lower and bring it up. So as you exhale, slowly bring it down a little bit. And then inhale up. I think we need to do it twice more. So exhale. And inhale. And one more time. I think we can come down. So pause for a moment. Massage your lower back. It's all good. And then gently roll yourself up. We're coming into Janushirshasana on the other side. So right foot by the inner left thigh. And just be mindful what's happening in the knee, because my left side is a bit more open. When I go too deep here, I can instantly feel it in my right knee. So then just bring it either further down or maybe away from the leg. So just see how that feels. Turn your head to your left leg. The foot is flexed. And then maybe you come into a gentle fold. Keep your lower abs engaged. It's not about how deeply you can go. Just preparing the body for the rest of the practice. Feeling what's going on in the hips. Then breathing in, rise up. Right hand behind you, fairly close, so you can push the mat away, lifting the hips and extending strongly through the left arm. Keep pressing down through the fingertips. Squeeze your glutes. Enjoy this front body opening. One more full cycle of breath. And then slowly release. So control the descent. Come into your fold. Maybe your body is welcoming a slightly deeper variation, maybe not. And then we're going to move dynamically. So inhale, roll over, extend your body. And exhale, bring it down, maybe fold. Inhale, rise. Feel the expansion and lightness through the chest. Exhale, come back. And one more time. Inhale, and gonna hold it here. See if you can push the hips higher. Maybe you can externally rotate your chest, so as though you wanted to bring the sternum to face the ceiling rather than being in a side plank. So just see where your body is guiding you. Feel your breath. Just a little bit longer. And then slowly return, fold. 2 rounds of breath. Inhale, come back up. And then transition over onto all fours. Fingers spread wide, tuck your toes. And as you inhale, make your way into down dog. So bend your left leg, keeping the right leg straight. And push the right heel down. So notice if you can feel anything in the outer right hip. Maybe can lift your right toes to deepen the opening through the back of the right leg, and then switch. And then settle in your down dog. So for 3 rounds of breath, wrap the shoulder blades around your upper back. Press down through the mount of the not big toe, that as well, but I was talking about your fingers, so your thumbs and your index fingers, and lift your sits bones up. And then as you inhale, begin to slowly walk your feet towards your hands, bending the legs as much as you need to, and exhale, fold. So clasp the opposite elbow, drape your upper body over the legs, shake your head, yes, yes, no, no, just to make sure it's all relaxed. And pull your forearms towards the mat. Use your 3-dimensional breath. So send it to the back of your heart. Use your side body to facilitate deep breathing. And then inhale, release the hands, lift up into flat back. And exhale, fold. Breathing in, rise up all the way, extended mountain. Exhale, hands at heart, half sun salutation. So I shouldn't have had 2 coffees today. Inhale, extended mountain. And exhale, gently come into a fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Breathing in, rise up. Exhale, Samasthiti here. So focus on the movement of your spine. Inhale, rise. And exhale, descend. Breathe in, half lift. And exhale, fold. And breathing in, extended. Exhale, hands at heart. 1 more round. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Breathe in, rise up, extend through the spine. Exhale, hands at heart. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, twist. So your right arm goes behind you. The left hand reaches in front. So you want your right hip to come push forward, but your chest is twisting to the right. Breathe in, come to the center, extend your arms. Exhale, twist the other way. 1 more round each way. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist to the right. Breathe in, up. And exhale to the left. Inhale, come to the center, grab hold of your right wrist and cross your right leg in front of the left. Reach your arms towards the ceiling and then lean to the left. So keep your core engaged, finding strong energy line through the right side of the body. Inhale, come back to the center, switch. Cross of the legs, grab hold of the other wrist. So first of all, find length through the body and then lean to the side. So keep pressing down strongly through the feet, embrace the wobbles. And then inhale back to the center, into your extended mountain, and exhale, come into a fold. Inhale into half lift, and bring the feet as wide as your hips. Your right hand is in the center in front, and you can bend the right leg, bring the left hand to the back of the hip. So keep pushing the right hand down to peel the left shoulder away, so to open through the chest. If you're happy here, stay. If you want to, you can extend through the left arm as though you're stacking the shoulders. If you feel super flexible, you can straighten both legs, but you can really feel the twist if you keep the right leg bent. Then inhale, come back to the center, drop the left hand down, switching sides. So left leg is bent. Right hand to the back of the hip and focus on opening through the right shoulder. Squeeze your belly. And then maybe if you want to extend the arm to the ceiling. Feel where the twist is. So like the belly of the twist. Keep breathing into your chest, your core is active. And then come back to the center. Inhale, half lift. Find length through the spine. And exhale, come into a fold. See if the body is welcoming a slightly deeper variation. Maybe you can bend the legs if you need to with your peace sign fingers. Grab hold of your big toes. Gonna come into Padangusthasana. Inhale, wave length through the spine. And as you exhale, fold. So elbows come out to the sides. Your shoulder blades are away from your ears. A couple of breaths here. Fold into the pelvic cavity, keeping your core engaged. Inhale, half lift. Release the big toes. And exhale, step into plank. Drop the knees down. And even though we're in the hands and knees plank, you still want to feel the engagement in your core and the shoulders supporting you here. So we're not resting here per se, but you want to push the mat away, gently tuck your tail under and keep the core active. So then spin to the right, so you're staying with the right knee down, left leg is out there. Same principle, even though if this is the easier quote unquote version, you still want to feel your obliques activating, pushing down through the right hand, and then extend the left arm up. Stay here and breathe. So you can always do this version if side plank is unavailable to you for whatever reason. Let's come back to hands and knees and let's go the other way. So spin, extend, squeeze your core, reach your right hand up. Try to keep your body in one plane and feel as though you could lift your left knee off the mat without actually doing it. That makes it a lot harder. And then come back to the center. Step back into plank or down dog. And if you want to, lower down into chaturanga or all the way down. Inhale into your cobra or up dog. And exhale into down dog. Step, walk or jump your feet towards your hands. And exhale, fold. Breathing in, rise up to extended mountain. And exhale, hands at heart. And go again. Inhale up. Exhale into a fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, step into plank. And now you get to choose which side plank you want to go for. Either with the knee down or spin on your feet. Keep them stacked or staggered. Engage your obliques. And as though you had a helium balloon tied to your hip, keep pushing them up. Then you can keep the left hand on the hip or extend it up. So keep breathing. Push down through the right hand. And then step the left foot behind the right leg. So now it's actually easier. From here, you turn your entire body out to bring the chest up and extend through the left arm. Does this ring a bell? That's the wild thing that we did, but without the leg down. Then slowly come back to your regular plank, and every down, slowly come down onto your belly. Feet are flat, hands by your low ribs. Roll the shoulders back and down, and inhale into your cobra. Elbows by the side of the body. So this is a prime example how to use your back muscles to open through the front of your heart. Exhale, come down. We're going to do it twice more. Inhale, open through the collarbones. And exhale, slowly release. One more time, we're going to hold it for a couple of breaths. Keep reaching the crown of the head up. And exhale, slowly come down. Then everyone push up, slide back for child's pose, knees together or apart, arms extended or beside you. And enjoy this moment of rest. Reflecting on what went well, where there's room for improvement. It's all good. Then inhale, extend your arms in front of you. And exhale, make your way into down dog. Step walk or jump your feet to your hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, extended mountain. And exhale, Samastitihi, coming home to ourselves, ready to start again. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, step into plank. Coming into side plank on the left side. So choose what you want to do. There's no shame in bringing the knee down. If this is where you're at, if your shoulder hurts, you know, you've got wrist injury, whatever it is, just it's not your day. It's fine. So stay where you want to be. Embrace the wobbles. I'm really shaking. Maybe extend the arm. And keep pushing the hips up. So then step your right foot behind you. So it's like a prop. So it's kind of like halfway between the left foot and the left hand. And maybe you stay here if you feel like this is where you want to go. Or turn the chest up to extend through the right arm. This is a lot more taxing on the shoulders. So make sure that you stabilize through that joint, pressing down through the left hand. Then inhale, return to your plank. And then exhale, whichever way you like, bring yourself down. I'm gonna do locust. Another brilliant posture to strengthen the muscles in the back, especially rhomboids, so the deep muscles in the back that are often weaker. And then the trapezius kicks in, and then you experience shoulder tension. So feet together if you can, and your palms are facing up. Your forehead is down. So we're starting by rolling the shoulders back and then lifting your chest. So the back of your hands is pressing down, and just feel the power of the muscles in your back lifting you up. Look at the tip of your nose and exhale, calm down. You can bring one cheek down just to relax. So locust is a great pose for strengthening your back. It's one of the most accessible back bends, and yet it's the one that always leaves me breathless. All right, so let's do it again. You can either do this version or we're going to lift the legs up. So see if you can keep the big toes together. The back of the hands is pressing down. Inhale, lift your chest and your legs up, trying to keep and maintain the length through the spine and the body. Lift your legs a little bit higher, squeeze the back, and exhale, release. Bring the other cheek down, relax through the shoulders. And then hands by your lower ribs. Inhale into cobra or up dog. Find that openness through the chest. So squeeze the inner edges of your shoulder blades into the back of the heart to push it forward and up. And then transition into your downward dog. And walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to extended mountain. Exhale, hands at heart. So allow the thumbs to rest on your sternum. If you want to, you can just bring the hands to your chest so you get the feel of your heartbeat and feel really the expansion of the chest and softening as you breathe out. Close your eyes. So just talk to your heart. How does it feel to find the strength to open it? It's quite tiring, isn't it? Keep deepening the inhalations and soften your exhalation. Bring yourself back to your intention from the beginning of the practice. So what would you like to release? What would you like to keep close to your heart? Okay, let's go. Come to the top of your mat. Relax your arms to the sides. And inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, long spine. And exhale, plant your hands one leg at a time. Step into down dog. 3 rounds of breath, so you've got time to settle. Feel the strength of the foundations. Then you can bring the left foot to the center line, point your right toes, and then reach your right leg up. So keep pressing evenly through the hands. Focus on the external rotation of the shoulders and reach the right foot as high as you can. Then bend the right leg and roll the hip out. So the right foot goes to the left bum cheek, right knee is reaching up. You can even look from underneath the right armpit. So feel the stretch through the hip. Then inhale, come back to the center, 3-legged dog. And then as you exhale, drop it down, move over into plank. Switch to your version of side plank on the right side. It's fine if you stay with the knee down. Extend through the left arm. Keep breathing. And then if you've got the right knee down, Then you roll out and you're in the same version of wild thing that we did at the beginning of the practice. So it's definitely less scary. But if you want to do it from side plank, step the left foot behind, kind of in the center, and then roll out through the chest. Keep sending your breath to your heart space. And then return to the center. Exhale, lower down all the way. Point your feet. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, whichever way you like. Make your way to down dog. So this time, right foot in the center line. Point your left toes and inhale, lift it up. Wrap your shoulder blades around your upper back. Focus on rooting down through the right foot. Reach the left foot a bit higher. And then bend your left leg. Roll the hip out. So keep squeezing your glutes to lift the left knee as high as you can. Peek from underneath the left arm. Inhale back to three-legged dog. And exhale into a plank. Move straight into your version of side plank. You can always start with the left knee down. And then if you're like, okay, I can give it a go. Once I've stabilized my shoulder, then you can make your way back up. Extend through the arm. And then if you want to, right foot behind you and everyone roll the chest out. Keep pressing down through the left fingertips. That's what's providing you the stability in the shoulder. Keep pushing the mat away. And then inhale, back to plank. Exhale, lower down. Arms beside you, Shalabhasana. So inhale, lift your torso, lift your legs up. Press the back of the hands down. Really feel the squeeze in the muscles in the back. Squeeze the legs together. And exhale, release. Hands by your low ribs. Inhale into cobra, up dog. And exhale into down dog. Stay in down dog or drop down to your knees. Child's pose, 3 breaths. So take a really deep breath in. Send it to the back of your heart. Slow the exhalation. And then inhale, lift yourself up. Stay sitting on your heels or cross-legged. I want to quickly demonstrate what we can do, but you don't have to. So there are no winners, as far as I remember. So you don't have to do something if you think that this is not appropriate today and you just need some time to get used to it. So we've explored 2 entries into Wild Thing. So one is from the seated version. Push yourself up to open through the hips and the chest. So obviously here you're dumping less weight on the shoulder, so that's why it might feel a bit more accessible and appropriate. The other option is to do it from plank. So you come to the side, left behind, leg behind you, and then push the mat away as you roll. So your front body is facing the ceiling, extend through the arm. And then last but not least, this requires control as you transition. So you can do it from 3-legged dog. So you shift the weight slightly forward, come onto the ball of the left foot, the right leg is bent, and as you begin to transition, spin on the foot, you need to lift the right hand off the mat so you land with control and then push the hips up. And that's the same way you come back into three-legged dog or downward dog. And then we go with the flow. So you're going to do one more flow. I'm going to spend a bit more time in wild thing. So you take your pick, what you want to do, what you want to explore. Okay? All right, let's do it. So make your way into down dog. Settle. Focus on the wrapping of your triceps in to broaden through the shoulder blades. So that already stabilizes the shoulder joint, which will come in handy when we transition later on. Then slowly walk your feet towards your hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, extended mountain. And exhale, hands at heart. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, come into a fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, step into down dog. Left foot in the center. Inhale, your right leg up. And then exhale, step the foot between the hands, or give yourself a helping hand if you need to. Drop the back heel down, so the front heel meets the arch of the back foot. And then as you inhale, rise up, both legs are straight. Extend the arms, and then rebend the front leg. Make sure that the right knee is tracking towards the pinky toe side of the foot. And stay in warrior two, just for a moment, feeling the hips, stabilizing through the core. Marek, you need to bend the leg more. That's it. You want to feel the burn. And then straighten the front leg, bring the left arm behind you, so rest it on your lower back. Flip your right palm, and then extend to the back. For a reverse triangle. Both legs are straight, and finding the opening through the left side of the body. And then inhale, rebend the leg, find warrior two again. Inhale here, and as you exhale, spin on the back foot, make your way into three-legged dog. You can probably do it on your fists, Rosie, if you want to. And then gently roll out through the hip. Your shoulders are in a different position here, so you might not be able to go as far as you would be able to do with your hands down, but it's fine. You're still getting the point. So everyone focus on that opening through the right hip, and then choose how you want to enter your wild thing. So if you're here in transition forward, then begin to drop the back foot down to roll through the hip. If you want to do it through side plank, then bring the foot back down, transition into side plank, and then step the foot behind you. Open through the chest. Or if you want to do it from sitting down, and transition into your Janu Shirshasana, so the foot, left foot by the inner right leg, left hand behind you, and roll over to find a graceful expression and opening through your heart. So stay here and breathe. Try to roll the chest up towards the ceiling, or as much as you can. Just a little bit more. And then slowly come back to downward dog. I can't show three at once, but you know how to get back. So I was down, so I'm just gonna do it through cross-legged position and step into down dog. Let's do the other side. Right foot in, inhale your left leg up. And then as you exhale, step in between the hands. and drop the back heel down. Inhaling, rise up, both legs are straight, and extend them out. So here focus on keeping the hips more or less parallel to the long edge of the mat. So you should instantly feel something in the front of the left hip. The arms extended, rebend the front leg. Keep pressing down through the feet. Squeeze your core, keep the chest open. That's it. Then straighten the front leg. This time roll the right arm in and rest it on your lower back. Flip the left palm up and reverse your triangle. So you to find as much length through the left side of the body, maybe looking towards your left hand. Keeping some firmness through the core, so you're not straining your lower back. And then inhale, rebend the front leg. Find warrior two briefly. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, windmill the hands down and see if you can already sweep the left foot up into three-legged dog. And everyone bend the left leg and begin to open up through the hip. As far as it feels okay, keep wrapping the shoulder blades around and then find your version of wild thing. So if you're coming from here, you probably know what you're doing. So I'm just gonna come to a seated position. Left leg straight, right foot in, right hand behind you, and use the strength of your core and pushing from the shoulder to lift yourself up. So we're not just using the strength in the shoulder, but we want to find that lift from the depth of our core. Just check how that feels. If one arm doesn't want to do it, just do it on the other side, it's fine. Roll the sternum, so the breastbone towards the sky. Maybe you allow the head to drop back. Breathe into your throat. And then slowly return. Cross your legs under if you're in seated. To step back into down dog. Then walk your feet towards your hands. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up all the way, extended mountain. And exhale, hands at heart. So we're going to start easy-ish and come into a tree pose. So we weave in some balancing, because later on in the month we're going to try to incorporate back bending with balancing. But tree is kind of one of the easiest poses to try, so let's give it a go. Spread your toes wide in the right foot and lift the inner arch of the right foot up. So even if it doesn't feel like anything, try to communicate that into your body, and eventually you will feel the difference. So then it works like a suction pad. So it's like you're like an octopus. And then roll the left hip out. So you can rest the left heel over the right ankle. So already here you need to squeeze your left glutes. And you know, last month we were working on strengthening the external hip rotator, so that should feel super easy. You can have the hands at your hips or at your heart and just notice how that feels. Push down through this right leg. And then maybe you want to lift the foot and rest it on the side of your calf. Keep your core engaged. And that's it. Keep rolling out through the, oh, what happened there? If you lose your balance, it's fine. Just come back into it. Keep rolling out through the left thigh. And breathe. So find rooting through the standing leg, but at the same time, lifting up through the crown of the head. If you're happy here, then maybe you want to bring the foot to the inner right thigh. So you can keep it anywhere down the leg, apart from the knee joint. It doesn't want to be pushed from the side. Or, to be fair, knees are really funny. They don't want any kind of interaction. So it doesn't matter where you are, you're still strengthening your focus and your concentration. And just notice how that feels. How your breath is flowing, relax through the shoulders and your face. Maybe as you inhale, you extend the arms over your head. And as you exhale, gently bring them down. Let's do it one more. So inhale through the heart up. And exhale, release the arms and the leg. Shake it out. So you could probably tell that your legs start getting to fatigue, but I feel like that's the best way to strengthen the stabilizing muscles and really help to learn how to be with sensations. Just because the muscles are burning, it's an information, and that doesn't mean you have to give up. Obviously, there's a difference between muscles burning and pain. We never want to experience pain. So spread your left toes wide and begin to roll the right leg out. So just everyone start with the right heel over the ankle and just feel the right hip. Because sometimes the external rotation might feel a bit uncomfortable. So then it's probably better stay here and focusing on opening out through the hip rather than going further into increasing the challenge of the balance. If, however, everything is good, then gradually begin to lift the leg up. And then if you know where you're going, and maybe bring it to your inner thigh. So the key here is that you press the foot and the legs together with the same strength. Squeeze your core, and it's kind of like you're bringing the energy to the center line, and you're pressing your fingertips together can help you reinforce that structure. Gaze at the tip of your nose or a still point in front of you. Everything is good. Embrace the wobbles. Keep rolling the right thigh out. Left leg is active. If you want to, inhale your arms over the head. This is really hard. And exhale, keep reaching them out, opening up like a blossoming flower or whatever you want it to be. And one more time. Through the heart center, extend over your head. And then exhale, release the arms, release the leg. Give yourself a pat on the back. Well done. And then come down onto your back. And bring the knees up towards your chest. Rock from side to side. Cross your right leg over the left. Shimmy to the right. And then drop the legs to the left. So it doesn't matter if your legs go all the way. Try to keep the right shoulder blade down. But ultimately, try to be comfortable wherever you are. So if that means you need to back out a little bit, it's perfectly fine. Then slowly return to the center. Switch the legs. Move the hips slightly to the left before you drop the legs down. Try to soften through the legs and, use or allow the gravitational pull to do the job. Instead, focus on where you can feel the breath, any gentle or more intense tugging and pulling. And then breathing in, come back to the center and get ready for Shavasana. So if there's anything else that your body's still craving in terms of movement, then go for it. If you just want to grab your jumper, eye pillow, blanket, whatever it might be, go for it. And then one more time, briefly place one of your hands on your belly and the other one on your heart. And breathe into the front of your body. Breathe into your heart space and notice if anything has changed or shifted from the beginning of the practice. You can relax the hands wherever feels comfortable. And allow yourself to bathe in all the sensations, to feel all that there is. So this is your safe space to experience all that, whether it's stuff like, joy, if you're just feeling good because you've moved, like you've breathed consciously, or whether you're experiencing some frustration because you didn't do as well as you wished or had anticipated that you would do. So I practiced the other day and I hated it from the very beginning until the very end. But even though I was experiencing less than positive stuff, then I knew that it's okay to experience that, because your mat is a safe space to take it all in. And it's all valid. Just one more time, bring to your awareness the stuff, the qualities that you wish to have closer to your heart, and breathe them in. Any love, compassion, gratitude, whatever it might be, even if it sounds cheesy, just allow it to come in. You've created all that space in your heart. And take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, release the anger, jealousy, fear. Start introducing some gentle movement back into the body. And take a full body stretch, just sending like fresh energy all the way from the tips of your toes to your fingertips. And when you're ready, roll over onto one side. So prop your head up with your arm like a pillow. Bend your legs. And just for a moment, just feel. Just allow yourself to be. And bring yourself back up into a comfortable seat. And if you'd like to unmute yourself, then you can do it now. If you want to stay muted, it's fine. Let's get back to our seat. So root down through the hips, through the sits bones, wave length through the spine, and one more time accentuate that openness through your heart space. Roll the shoulders back and down and push the chest forward and up. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring the hands at your heart and gently bow your head. So thank yourself, thank your body. And let's close this practice with one round of Om. So take a big breath in. Softly open your eyes. Thank you very much for your practice with me today. Namaste. I hope you're feeling super open, ready to slay the day or the rest of the week. And yeah, if you want to go, then thank you very much for coming. And if you've got any questions, then fire away. How did you find heart openers? Okay. What did you find hard about it? Which element? Yeah. Okay. So it was the beginner's practice, but it was actually really hard. Yeah. Well, you don't know what's coming on Thursday then. Yeah. No. What is it? So Wild Thing. It's quite taxing on the shoulders. So I remember that I couldn't really do it on one side for a while because it just took me time to, make up for the imbalances in my shoulders. And then sometimes it's a bit like, but at the same time, you can find a more accessible way of entering the pose to find that expansion through the front of the body. So with the version with the knee down, quite often I just do that one instead of, the full one, kind of like from plank or three-legged dog. So, I would say it's hard to make yourself do the less challenging version if you think that you can do it, if that makes sense. So yeah, no, food for thought, but thanks for letting me know. So yeah, it was hard. Oh yeah, 100%. Well, the thing is that about back bends, so I find it that Kamatkarasana, so Wild Thing, whilst it can be quite taxing on the shoulder, it's less taxing on your spine. So that's why it was my first choice for today, because for example, camel, you just do it from your knees, but I know how often people, and I did it too, just dump the weight on the lower back to be able to find a deeper back bend rather than focusing on the front body opening. So that's why I was a bit in and ahhing which one I wanted to do. But then I thought, let's start with strength to build the stability in the lower back and the core, so obliques. So then we can explore back bends or other back bends like camel later on in the month. After all these postures, don't put us in plank, just put us in child's pose, down dog, and take some 5 breaths, and we'll be okay. Okay, I'll try. Going to one side. Yeah. Yeah, it was a tough one then, wasn't it? So sorry, not sorry, but you have grown so much stronger now, haven't you? And to be honest with you, quite often I have a similar experience. So I'm just like, oh, but why are we doing this? This is hard. Like I want to rest as child's pose, but I guess that when you put out of your comfort zone, because there isn't really much choice, but you'd like, oh, you have to do it, then you kind of experience all the other stuff that yoga is about. When you notice your patterns, that when things get a bit challenging, then there is some kind of aversion or like boredom or stuff like that. So it's interesting to see. But you did all of the planks. I couldn't tell you didn't want to do them, so. Oh yeah, but the thing is that whenever we do a vinyasa, so you know, plank, chaturanga into back bend and down dog. It's always optional. But it's always optional, so you can choose what you want to do. So you can empower yourself. And that's perfectly fine too. Just knees down and then lower down. I find it that sometimes, you know, depending on how often you practice, there is no need for that many chaturangas, even though it's one of the foundational poses to build strength in the shoulder and incorporate shoulder and core strength. There is no need to do 180 chaturangas a day. So quite often I do a few, like, you know, jump backs because I want to, but I know that my shoulders don't appreciate when I beast them. So then I do a few versions with my knees down, because prevention is better than cure. So fantastic, Matt. I know how you yes, it's hard sometimes. So, well, yeah, thank you, Sandra. I appreciate that. Yeah, okay. Anyway, thank you. No problem. See you on Thursday then. Much love to you. Mwah. Yeah, that's what I think, because like if let's say you do it twice a week, so twice a week that someone makes you do stuff you wouldn't do otherwise, it's oh, that's, yeah, it's the same for me. So I totally understand, Sonia. So perfect, fantastic. So have a lovely evening. Hope you're well, Chris. Let me know if you've got any questions, and I'll see you soon.